Hello, it's Miss Brienne from the Pickerington Public Library Youth Services Department, here to tell you about our latest grab and go STEAM activity for our school age friends, and this one is going to be a paper lantern. I'm just going to go through a quick history of paper lanterns, what they are, what they've been used for, and then we'll talk about how to complete this activity. So paper lanterns originated in Asia sometime after paper was invented. It hasn't really been documented. So sometime after paper was invented, people figured out how to make these. So the basic construction includes paper, or in the early times, animal skin, and wood for the frame. And then you would set a candle inside to kind of make it glow. It was initially used for lighting, and then it became an important aspect of festivals, which is pretty much what it's used for today. There are a couple different kinds of paper lanterns. You may have seen this maybe at a celebration or a party. This is just a hanging lantern. So it would be hanging up from the ceiling, and then there's a light inside. And this one doesn't have a candle. This would even have like a little light bulb or something more like a Christmas light inside to make it kind of glow. And as you can see, the paper is very thin, so it helps that glow kind of come through. So you wouldn't use thick, dense paper for this. Another type of lantern, these are pretty cool. These are called sky lanterns or flying lanterns. And I think this is kind of like a teeny tiny hot air balloon. When you light that little candle, it kind of lifts it up and takes it up into the sky. So it's really cool. A lot of times they'll release a bunch of these all at one time. Next kind is a floating lantern. You can see these lanterns almost look like they're setting on little tiny boats in the water. So they've constructed their paper lanterns, they put in their light, and then they're on little tiny pieces of wood and they're floating around through the water. Today, paper lanterns are still used for different celebrations and festivals for different regions, cultures, religions, and sometimes they're simply used for decoration, and that's kind of what we're going to be working on today. Another word you may have heard of for paper lanterns is luminary, like a fancier word. You'll see there on the left-hand side, the paper bags. Maybe you've seen people line their sidewalks or driveways with these before. It's just a simple paper brown bag with a little light inside. So that's called a paper lantern or a luminary. And the pictures on the right are ones that are made more just for decorative purposes, and that's what we're going to be making today. So for this activity, your kit will include 16 wooden popsicle sticks, 4 pieces of tracing paper, and then you'll get a little battery-powered tea light with it. At home, you're going to need to gather some glue and some markers. So the first step will be to make your wooden frame. So you're going to take your 16 popsicle sticks, divide that by 4. So each frame will need 4 pieces. So you can see here, I've got 3 along the bottom. I'm about to glue my next one. I just use tiny little dots of glue because you're only going to glue those corners together. So that's 3 constructed there, and then I'm making the 4th one. I will say with this project, leave time for your things to dry. So maybe once you construct these frames, you can move on to the decorating of the paper part. So let those 4 frames dry. And here you see I've got my tissue paper and some markers and a pencil. You could sketch out your ideas first. If you do it, please do it very lightly because you're gonna have to go over it with your marker and you don't want that pencil to show up. So if you wanna sketch your idea, you could use the pencil for that. And then I just kind of went with the a circular pattern. Maybe you've heard this before, a mandala. And I actually, to make those circles, I just traced inside a roll of duct tape. That's all I did to make that circle. And then I just kind of did freehand and tried to think of some circular patterns and use different colors that I thought would look nice together. So you can decorate this any way you want. This is just how I chose to do mine. So use a variety of colors, shapes, patterns. You don't necessarily want to color the whole thing in. You maybe want to leave some white in your design. Okay, after I have made all 4 of my pictures, and I know my frames are nice and dry, you can see I have put glue around all 4 edges of the frame, and I'm going to gently lay the paper down. I've cut the paper for you so that it should fit right inside your frame. So you can see very gently I'm laying the paper down. the design is face side down going onto the frame. And I glued all 4 and then I waited and let them dry. The next step is to make the actual box shape. So I just started with 1 corner at a time. I would suggest using some other items behind your frame to make sure that it stays, propped upright and holds those pieces together. So first I glued 2 corners together, then I did a 3rd, and so on. And I just put glue just around the edges. Make sure you straighten your lantern. As you can see, my example on the left, I'm showing you how not to do it. As you can see, it's kind of gone askew. It's kind of like a parallelogram. You want to make sure you have nice, straight, right angle corners. So as you see in the picture in the middle, that one shows the nice square shape. And then I set it between 2 things I had nearby and just let it dry. Don't worry if the glue got a little drippy. You can clean that up later. It's just Elmer's glue. And then lastly, insert your tea light. So you can see my example here on the left is the finished product. That's what it looks like in the light. But I took it into a dark room and put the tea light inside and it kind of glows. So you're just simply going to take your little tea light, turn it on, kind of glows. You can set it on top of this. So you could set this on a table, nice flat surface. Like I said, it looks best in the dark. So this is the one that I made. That's the one you see there on the screen as well. And that is it for this project. I hope you have fun making this paper lantern. Bet you can make some really great things, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.